Hello students, I am soft skills trainer from Department of Career Planning and Development, Chandigarh University. So today we'll be looking at one interview question, and that particular interview question is based on behavioral set of questions. So before starting to understand that particular question and to frame and understand what to say and what not to say, first we'll be looking at what your behavioral questions are actually. So by the definition, behavioral questions are actually asked by the interviewer just to assess your personality, your behavior, whether you are a perfect fit for the vacancy they have for you or not, just on the basis of your past behavior. They will assess you on the basis of your past behavior. That means they'll not be asking you hypothetical question. Instead of asking hypothetical questions such as how would you react if you were under a lot of pressure at work, they will directly ask for an example like describe a time you were under a lot of pressure at work, how did you react? Because they want to check your behavior. For that they want a real life situation. And how can they ask for a real life situation? Is to ask a question from your past, okay, and basis on the example you gave, the basis on the basis of the way you handle that particular situation, they try and assess your past behavior and then judge you on your past behavior. So this is actually what your behavioral questions are, judging you on the basis of your past behavior. So why are these questions actually asked? So hiring manager actually asked this question for a very specific reason. So according to a worldwide job search portal called Indeed.com, if I quote them, interviewers are usually trying to learn three things. First, they want to know how you behaved in a real world situation. That's why they ask example. Second, they want to understand the measurable value you have added to that particular situation. Finally, they are trying to learn how you define something like pressure at workplace, a concept different people might interpret differently. So from these words you can understand that they'll be asking you for some examples, and then they try to understand your real world behavior. Then they try and understand the measurable value you added to the situation, and then your interpretation regarding to define something as pressure at work. So how you behaved in certain situation in the past will give them clues. They will understand, okay, this particular person, if he had behaved like this in the past, he might behave similarly in the future as well. On how you will behave in those same situations when working for them in the future. For fresh candidates, for recent graduates, they ask examples from their internship, from their projects, from their fest. For example, if they have organized any fest, attended any fest, or something related to the activities they have done in this college or extracurricular activities in the college, they try and judge their behavior from their past activities. Okay, so we have a sample question for you. So the question is, what is more important to you, the money or the work? So today we'll be looking at this particular question. We'll be looking why this particular question is asked by the interviewer. So what you need to say, what you need not to say, and then we'll frame I'll give you a sample answer for this particular question as well. Okay, so number one is why this question is asked. So before even framing any question, first thing you need to understand is the psychology behind the question. If you're not able to understand why this particular question is asked, then you will not be able to frame your answer by understanding what you need to say and what you need not to say. So it's really important to understand the essence, and how you will be able to understand the essence is to understand why this question is asked. So this question is actually designed to place the interview in a difficult position, so that the potential employer can gauge your passion for the job you are actually applying for. So again, the interviewer is actually putting the candidate or you in a difficult position just to gauge whether you are passionate about the job or not. So the second thing, he expects an honest answer from an interviewee, not the one that he wants to hear, because again he wants an honest person for the organization. He doesn't want the one person who will do things just to impress the higher ups. So he expects an honest answer from the interview, not the one he wants to hear. Third thing, interviewer actually knows that your salary or the money is important to the interview, and he wants to check how the interview would tackle this question while being honest and realistic. Now your interviewer is a experienced person, so he'll know that job is important, but money too will be important to the candidate. But he want to see whether the interview or whether the candidate will give him an honest answer or a realistic answer, or he'll go with the flow and end up saying, okay, he just choose one, either money or the work. Okay, so for interview, it's important to find a balance with each important aspect of this question. So candidates are expected to understand this question and to balance out this question, because both things are important. Work is also important, money is also important, but somehow you need to find a balance, okay, while answering this question. So this may be difficult for someone, but doing a little research and taking the time to prepare can help interviewee build an exceptional response that will make them stand out from the rest of the candidates. Again, it can be difficult if you're not prepared, so take your time, research, understand this question and try to form a response. Okay, so how to answer this question is number one, how to answer this question. So again, things that you should talk about or you should say in the interview is, number one is to discuss about the job or work. For example, an interviewer asks this particular question, so how can you start is to discuss regarding the job or the work that you should be, and also you should know the importance of money you will be getting. So you need to cover both these aspects. You should be covering work as well as money. You should not be leaving behind anything. Okay, so discuss about the work. Employers, when looking to the candidates who excited and dedicated for the job they've applied to. Again, employers want candidates who are excited and are dedicated for the job. Okay, when interview asks this question, speaking about the work, then again you have to read job description if you want to speak about the work, and its importance to you or the candidate is highly advisable. Okay, this will reflect that you will be interested in the work than the money you will be getting. So if you will be talking about the work, again, if you read the job description only, then you will be able to understand the work profile or the job profile, and then you will be able to talk about the work. That will reflect that okay, you are interested in the work than the money. This increases your chances of being considered as a candidate and can help you stand out among the other interviews. Okay, so I hope you understand that how you need to discuss about the work. Second thing is, it's okay if you don't want to emphasize on your salary, money, but it is equally important not to downplay the role it takes in your life. Okay, briefly mention the importance of money for you, but do not overemphasize it. So understand this particular thing. We all know money is important for us, so but again we want to balance out things. So the thing is, you need to mention about money a little bit. Okay, but again you need not to dwell on that and overemphasize on the monetary aspect. Okay, so it's okay, just emphasize in a way, okay, it's important, but the work is more important. So you can mention money for a little bit of time, but again your major emphasis should be on your work. So things to avoid that you should be avoiding. So things not to say is, for example, most of the candidates end up giving this general answer. Again, if you're giving that particular general answer that the recruiter is used to hear, so he'll not consider you for further rounds, or he'll not consider you for this final round. Okay, So most of the candidate end up saying, okay, money doesn't matter. So you need to be honest with your manager. Okay, your hiring manager expects an honest answer from you. Saying money doesn't matter simply underlines the fact that you are not being honest with the your employer or with the hiring manager, and you are just telling them what they want to hear. So don't do that. Okay, exceptions are always there. If you're from a rich or affluent background, okay, then that means, okay, money doesn't matter to you, work might matter. But again, if you are a middle class individual who has just completed his graduation and will be moving to a different city, you will be requiring funds, and you will be requiring funds in future too, to sustain your lifestyle in that particular city. For example, if the job location is in Bangalore, you will require good or handsome amount of money for that. And if you say, okay, money doesn't matter to me, just pay me peanuts, I'll be happy to work for you, I'm sorry, that will not that is not sustainable. Okay, that particular answer is not sustainable. So you need to give sustainable answer. So second response that you should be avoiding is, money is all that matters to me. Please don't give that answer. By giving such statements, you will surely blow your interview. Employer look for candidates who will value the work they will be doing on daily basis. Again, you should be valuing the work that you will be doing on daily basis rather than the money. Talk about how much you will be paid. Again, at times candidate might even ask, okay, if the interviewer asks this particular question, what matters to you, the money or the work, after saying, okay, money doesn't matter to me, and then they end up asking, okay, by the way, how much I will be getting in the company while I'll join you. So please don't use this question as an opportunity to discuss your compensation and allowances that you will be getting. I hope you understood what you need to say and what things you need to avoid. So now let's look at sample answers for that. So number one sample answer for fresh graduates can be, being a recent grad, my priority at this moment is work than good money. I feel like this job opportunity can provide me a challenging and rewarding work environment and a place where I can enhance my skills and increase my education over the years. As long as I am being paid fairly for the work I do, salary won't be an issue. Now understand this particular sample. I have told you that you need to mention money, but for a bit of a time, most of the part you need to cover the work area. So in the starting, this particular candidate has said that he is a recent graduate, and for him the work is more important than the money. So then he talked about the work. I feel like this job opportunity can challenge. Now when a candidate knows what the job description is, only then he'll be able to use these words. I feel like this job opportunity can provide me a challenging and rewarding work environment. If you haven't read job description, how will you be able to understand what the job profile is? But in the end, he has not completely downplayed the role of money. He said, as long as I am being paid fairly for the work, and it's a good way to say, okay, so I'll be putting out my 100%, just pay me fairly or as per the market norm. Simple. The second answer for that would be, at this moment I'm hoping for great learning and working experience from this employment opportunity. A good salary is always a benefit of any job, and of course it's pretty important, but it's not the most crucial aspect. I feel that this job profile is a good fit for me and I am for it. I look forward to the daily challenges and opportunities to enhance my skills and put to use my existing knowledge to get the desired results. I want to help this company grow and make a difference. So as long as I am being paid according to the work I am expected to perform, my salary isn't my major concern. Again, he have talked about work in majority of his answer, but again he have mentioned about money too. So I hope you understood how to attempt this, how to go about this question, so you can frame your own answer by the help of this video session. Okay, I hope you'll be, now if someone asks you or the hiring manager asks you this particular question, you'll be able to answer this question the way it should be. Okay, I thank you for your time. Thank you very much.